Welcome back. This is Rito here with another Terraria Journey's End item showcase. Today we're going to be looking at two new items that are shields that have been added to Terraria 1.4 Journey's End. They're both upgrades to the Paladin Shield, which you can get in the dungeon post-Plantera, and they're pretty awesome. So let's take a look at which shields I'm talking about. We have the Frozen Shield and the Hero Shield. So like I said, both of these are an upgrade to the Paladin Shield, which you can obtain by defeating the Paladins in the dungeon. They're a pretty tricky enemy to defeat, so be careful when farming this up. Once when you get the Paladin Shield, you just need to acquire the Flesh Knuckles, which you can obtain in a Crimson world by defeating the Crimson Mimics. And then you can use a Tinkerer's Table to combine these two into the Hero Shield. Let's take a look at the difference between these three items. The Paladin Shield has 6 defense. It's an accessory that absorbs 25% of damage done to players on your team when above 25% life, and it grants immunity to knockback. And then when you combine the two, it increases the defense of the shield from 6 to 7, and it grants immunity to knockback, and it has the same effect as the Paladin Shield of absorbing the 25% damage, and it has the effect of the Flesh Knuckles, which makes enemies more likely to target you versus other players on your team. This is a pretty good shield to have if you are playing multiplayer and you want to help be the tank on your team. And let's go ahead and see what it looks like when it's being worn as a vanity. It looks pretty sweet. I like the look a lot. And then if we compare that to the Ankh Shield, the Ankh Shield provides 4 defense, it provides immunity to knockback, fire blocks, and a lot of debuffs. So this is going to provide a lot more defense and utility to other players on your team. The other variant of the Paladin Shield upgrade is the Frozen Shield, which combines the Paladin Shield and the Frozen Turtle Shell. The Frozen Turtle Shell is a rare drop from the Frozen Turtles in the Ice biome. And what the Frozen Turtle Shell does is it puts a shell around the owner when you're below 50% life that reduces damage by 25%. So this is actually very powerful, and definitely something that I will consider using in my melee playthrough. When you combine the Paladin Shield and the Frozen Turtle Shell, you get 6 defense, it grants immunity to knockback, you get the Ice Shell ability that you inherit from the Frozen Turtle Shell, and then the absorption of damage from other players on your team. If you're playing solo like I usually do, the Frozen Shield really helps because it adds that extra defense, and then it provides immunity to knockback as well. So I really want to try to craft this in my melee playthrough because it looks like quite a powerful shield. And let's go ahead and take a look at what it is as a vanity. It's got that nice bright blue color. Pretty cool shape to it. You can definitely put on multiple of these shields and get the effects of each different one, but I'd say I probably will go with the Frozen Shield when compared to the Hero Shield. I still like the Ankh Shield as well, but I might actually prefer the Frozen over the Ankh Shield for like a boss fight or something because I'm not so concerned with debuffs as I am with just raw damage reduction. So yeah, the Frozen Shield might be best in slot for shields. It's probably going to be, depending on the scenario, Ankh Shield might still be better. Now let's drop our health below 50% and we can just see the effect activate. Okay, so now you can see I've got, let me just drop it a little bit more. I've got that Ice Shield kind of floating around me in like a figure 8. Looks pretty sweet. And you can see right here, Ice Barrier. Damage taken is reduced by 25%. So it's a very powerful effect. If you're fighting like the Moon Lord or something, I'm sure you're going to be below 50% health a lot of the time, and so this will really help keep you alive during really hard boss fights like the Moon Lord or Duke Fishron or the Empress of Light. And that concludes the showcase of the new shields that have been added to Terraria Journey's End in the 1.4 update. They're a really good addition to the game. I love that they've added so many new accessory combinations. It really makes collecting all of the different accessories feel so much more valuable because you can combine them to form really cool combinations at the Tinkerer's Workshop. So definitely keep a lookout for these accessories, especially the Frozen Turtle Shell and the Paladin Shield, because that combo I think is going to be a really helpful one for most players on hard boss fights. I hope you've enjoyed the video and found it helpful. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. I also post other Terraria 1.4 showcase videos, and I'm also working on a Master Mode melee playthrough, so be sure to check those out if you're interested. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.